welcome.
Thank you.
We've got Bad Breeding here, and you guys arrived to Finland today or yesterday?
Yes, this morning on the ferry from Stockholm. So we went on the night ferry and got here this morning.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you've been touring now, or?
Yeah. We started off last Thursday. Made our way from Belgium across into Netherlands, through Germany, into Denmark, Sweden, and then across on the ferry last night.
Okay, and now you're here at the Sonic Rites.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the festival before?
Yes, but never made it as a guest or anything like that. But yeah, it's a privilege to come and play.
Awesome. I think many people are excited to see you guys play here as well. For sure. So originally you guys are from Stevenage, from England, right?
Yeah, Stevenage is a very small new town on the outskirts of London. Maybe 20 minutes by train, an hour by car. So it's sort of a commuter town sort of thing.
Is it that rough as people mention it to be?
Yes and no. It's, for a lot of people, it's quite a difficult place to live. Fairly high levels of unemployment at certain points. Being on the periphery of London, it makes it quite difficult because you have an overspill of the middle class, which pushes prices up for working kids that live in the town. So it can be quite difficult, but it exists and it kind
at
of
least
persists.
Lots of inspiration for music, right?
Yeah.
There are. So what's the hardcore scene like in the outskirts?
Really, it's kind of difficult because a lot of people, especially young kids, will go away to university towns and no one really comes back. So there isn't too much of a music scene in general, let alone a hardcore scene. There was probably in the 2000s, but not so much recently. And I think that there's kind of issues with licensing and getting venues. There was one hardcore night in a local pub, but I think the guy that was doing that kind of moved to London, so that doesn't really exist anymore. But there's little to nothing really in terms of a scene, to be honest.
Well, at least you got stuff in London.
Yeah. You have to travel, but it's worth it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And so what's happening with your music now?
Yeah, so we're going to release a new record, Contempt, in a couple of weeks, actually, on the 14th of June. We'll be touring that around the UK, doing some shows, in June, a couple of festival things throughout the summer, and then a tour in October and a few more bits in December as well. So we're fairly busy.
It actually sounds pretty busy.
Yeah.
That you guys are doing proper music.
It's tough to negotiate time off work and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just to have enough holiday time to actually go out and tour. So it's a constant balancing act.
Yeah, and make everyone's schedules work as well.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Family, kids, work, all that kind of thing. So
fair enough.
It's difficult, but it's worth it. Yeah.
So if you think about the hardcore, what draws you towards hardcore?
My entry point was probably via just getting records passed down from my parents, probably more so Anarcho records, a lot of the Crass record stuff, Spider Leg records, and more into the 82 stuff with Clay Records. That was my entry point. And my interest was not only obviously the music, but a lot of those records had a way of disseminating information and allowing you to sort of have entry points into how to organise politically around your music with, pamphlets and all these extra bits that came with the records. That was my kind of entry point, was, getting old stuff and essentially just rifling through all of the material and, finding out there's more to records than just, the vinyl. There was so much more to it.
And do you guys have do you have politics in your music? Do you find that important?
Yeah, it's central to... For me, as a lyricist or a writer, it's fundamental in the way I approach things. I think maybe in a less obvious way for the people that write the music too. Not as directly political, but it informs the way they live their lives, and that feeds into how they write the songs as well.
Is there any kind of key moments or something that has influenced you?
I'd say probably my first focus into the politics would probably be the invasion of Iraq. That was when I was probably only about maybe 13 or so when that happened, and that was the first point that I became kind of intrigued. Mainly so because it just blew up on the news every time I went to school in the morning, and that was when I started to read into things a little bit more. It was probably around that period, maybe 13 or 14.
and you started making music, and it kind of like all intertwined.
Yeah, I actually didn't start making music until a long while after that. I remember the guys Charlie that plays bass in Bad Breeding had another band that kind of jammed and played around, and that kind of dissipated, and I joined as just to like try and write some lyrics, and it bloomed out of that probably in maybe about eight years ago or so.
And well, it's already a long journey. Like,
it is. Yeah.
You guys had this unit together and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, we are super excited to see you guys tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
And thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, great.
Cool.